Now, there's another way that I'm thinking of, actually a couple of ways, and I want us to sort of hear you. What if you have a large group of people? Is there a group of people you could join that would help you get your information? Okay, you're nodding your head. What would that be? What would be a large group of people? Okay. Any other things? Yes? You could actually go to the White House as a group of people, and you could have signs, you could picket, you could say, we want the president to change something. This used to happen all the time. Back in the 1960s, during the Civil Rights era, for example, lots of people would march back and forth in front of the White House. They would have candles every night. Sometimes there would be round-the-clock marchers, and even with their candles, so that that candle never went out. And the idea was to keep the pressure on the President of the United States and on the Congress that makes the bills until the laws changed and we had equal rights for all Americans. The Civil Rights Movement used a lot of that tactic through letters and what you've been saying, TV was powerful then, but also marching really to Washington and marching in front of the White House and keeping those candles burning every night, round the clock. Somebody would get sleepy and say, I got to go to bed. Somebody else would take their place and have a candle in front of the White House to keep the pressure on. Very important. What else would a group of people? I'll give another idea. Okay, we've got an idea here. Yes, please. YouTube. Yeah, you could do that too. You could get on YouTube and actually you could send, say, an email with an embedded YouTube message to the president, and it would be watched by somebody in the West Wing. There's something else in this country that's very, very important called parties. I mean, you guys know what the one kind of party are, but of course the political parties. Political parties are groups of people who are bound together by a common interest, and these people then also, they will organize bills to be passed, they will organize marches, perhaps, they will organize letters to be written, they will run candidates for office, all up and down from the White House and Congress, all the way down to Grand Rapids and in our area too. And the two major parties are Democrats and Republicans. That's right, absolutely. Democrats and Republicans are the two major parties. But are they the only parties? Now here's a little secret for you. Don't assume that those are the only two parties. Because you have other parties. I mentioned a guy, right, Bob Barr. You know, he's in a party called the Libertarians. And you know what? Here's another secret. You guys could actually form your own party. You could form your own party around the things that you thought were very important if you thought that the parties that are out there are not doing the job you want them to do. If you're not happy with those parties, and you've tried to change them by joining them, maybe you've sent them money, maybe you've tried to speak to them, maybe you've written letters to the party and they're not changing. In America, you have the power to start your own party. It's an amazing thing. There's one other way that people actually send a message to the president. Have you ever heard of civil disobedience? Civil disobedience. Yes? They protest. That's a great explanation. Civil disobedience occurs when you think a law is unfair or unjust somehow, and you refuse to obey the law, but you're not violent. Proper civil disobedience means that you will protest it in a peaceful way. But it means you're willing to stand up for your convictions and you're willing to go to jail. You're going to break the law and you're willing to go to jail if necessary, but you will not do anything violent. You won't do anything to hurt anybody else. You won't hurt anybody else's property when you do protest that. That's a very important point. Well, it sounds to me as if you guys already have had a wonderful civics lesson you are ready to vote. I think I know who's going to win now in this school, and I think that the trend in Grand Rapids is the same as what you just expressed. And I think that when I have the opportunity to come to a class like this and talk to people who are already so knowledgeable as you, I think that's a good sign for our country. It's really been a privilege to talk to you this morning and to get some of your ideas. I want to thank Dan Reed. Mr. Reed is somebody who's been a very good student at Grand Valley. He's somebody who's in our Leadership Academy at Grand Valley State University there at the Hauenstein Center for Presidential Studies where I work. And I hope that you will talk to him about that Leadership Academy. Just maybe, someday, I want you to think about this. Maybe you'll go to Grand Valley State University, and maybe you'll become a leadership fellow at the Hauenstein Center. I hope you'll consider it. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was great. You guys really impressed me, by the way, too. You must have been paying attention in your social studies classes, right?